Hey folks, Nitno here. Today we're going over an updated and complete guide to base building. I'll try to break it down as clearly and easily as possible. I respond to every comment, so if you have any questions after the video, let me know. This video uses the chapter feature so you can easily navigate the video by topic. In this video, we cover building materials and where to find them, how to build each base building object, making a base inside of an existing building, making a freestanding base in the woods, and some helpful tips and tricks. If you find this video helpful, subscribe to the channel and share the video with a friend. Thank you. Building materials and where to find them. Alright, this is going to sound like a lot of items, but it's manageable. You could make a stash to place the materials in as you find them. One silver lining is that these items can all be found in two location types: industrial and farm locations. So narrow your search to industrial locations, including factories, storage containers, sheds, and warehouses. Farm locations include barns, sheds, and garages. Materials. Nails. These are an essential part of building your base, and they will often be the determining factor in how large your base will be. The more nails, the better. Rope. This will be used in making building kits. If you're having trouble finding rope, you could also go around cutting up clothes into rags. Combine 12 rags, that would be 2 stacks of 6, to make a rope. Sticks. These can be easily harvested from bushes by hand. Wire. Wire will be used to turn walls into gates that will open and close. A good tip is that if you find barbed wire, hold on to it. You can turn barbed wire into regular wire with pliers. Combo lock. This is used to lock up your base. They come in two variations: the 3x and 4x combo lock. Naturally, the 4x will be much more secure. Tools. The required tools to craft your base are a shovel, pickaxe, or garden hoe to dig the poles needed to start the base, an axe or hatchet to cut down trees, a saw or hacksaw to cut wooden logs into planks, hammer or hatchet. This will be used to hammer the pieces together, and as you can see, the hatchet has more than one use. This is one of the better tools you can find. And pliers. These are used to attach metal wire to the gates. This item can also be found in village location types as well as industrial and farm. Here are some extra items that are nice to have. A crowbar can be helpful to dismantle your base walls if you mess up and you want to redo a wall. You can also use a hatchet or axe for this as well. Sheet metal. This will be used to improve the durability of your base. Barbed wire. When attached, this will damage enemies trying to raid your base. Sharpening stone. This is used to keep tools such as a hatchet or axe sharp, so you can keep cutting down trees. And lastly, we have camo netting. This will be to better disguise your base. This item can be found in military zones. Now let's go over how to build each base building object. Alright, you have all your materials and tools. Let's build each part. There are two main building pieces. You can build a wall, which can also be turned into a gate, or you could attach a platform to it. Then we have the Watchtower, which can be anywhere from 1 to 3 floors. The wall. Let's start things off by crafting a fence kit. A fence kit is crafted by combining a rope and 2 small sticks. When you deploy a fence kit, you will always be facing the inside of the fence. The inside is going to be a little bit softer, so you want to make sure to position it correctly. You want your enemies to be attacking the outside of your wall. You don't want to have the beams exposed. A quick tip here, if you're crafting this inside a building, make sure there is enough room on the right hand side to attach and access a combo lock. A couple times I didn't give myself enough space and I could not even access my combo lock. Next up, we're going to create the base of your structure. You will need 2 wooden logs that can be harvested by chopping down large trees. Place the logs and equip a shovel to start crafting your base. Before we start building the wall further, make sure you have a metal wire and pliers in your inventory. That way, you don't finish the wall and realize you're trapped inside. This may have happened to me once before. Let's go craft our lower and upper wooden frame, with each section requiring 4 wooden planks and 8 nails. After making both the upper and lower frame, perform the same process for the lower and upper wooden wall, this time taking 5 wooden planks and 10 nails each section. Now let's use the metal wire and pliers to turn this into a gate. Go ahead and attach the metal wire, and using your pliers, craft the gate. Just like that, we now have a solid gate that we can use to go in and out of our base. Now we need to lock it up. In official DayZ, we have 2 options for locks. Combination locks come in variations of 3 combo lock and 4 combo lock. And I'll just mention on modded PC servers, they often use a digital code lock mod. For this video, we're going to stick to the vanilla combo locks. With a combo lock in your hand, simply click the left mouse button to switch between dials on the lock. To change the combination of the dial, hold left click. Make sure to remember the combination you set. You may want to even write it down on a piece of paper or share it with a trusted friend in Discord. For this example, I'm simply going to set the combo to 1, 2, 3, 4. Once your combo is ready, walk to the corner of the gate and select attach. The combo lock will automatically scramble the numbers. Additionally, you could add camo netting and barbed wire to upgrade your new base. Now you have a base to call home. Moving on to the Watchtower. Watchtowers will allow you to build up to a 3-story high fortification to give you a great way to look over the walls of your base. To create a Watchtower kit, you will need 1 rope and 4 wooden sticks from bushes. Deploy the Watchtower kit, and once again we'll be placing logs from chopping down trees to create the base. This time we will need 4 logs. Then equip your shovel to start creating the Watchtower kit. Alright, let's craft the wooden frame. We will need 4 wooden planks and 8 nails for each section of the frame. I like to frame out all 3 sections first, then add the walls. We will then be adding the upper and lower walls for each side. Again, each half will be 5 planks and 10 nails. Now that we have the first 3 walls built in our watchtower, let's start going up. Attach nails and planks to the option for base first floor. Stand in the opening till you get the prompt to build floor. We can now add 6 wooden planks and 18 nails to build a set of stairs. There we go. By this time, you'll likely have an understanding of the process, as we will be doing similar steps for the second and third floor. One difference: for crafting the second or third floor base, such as adding the wood logs, instead of needing a shovel, you will need a hammer or hatchet. We are going to go ahead and build up the second and third floor, with some slight differences on the third floor. For the roof of the third floor, we are going to need 6 metal sheets, 5 wood planks, and 20 nails to build. We also intentionally left part of the middle upper frame off on the third floor to create a window. You can add camo netting to give yourself even more cover, and it makes a great place to defend your base from. If you want extra security, add barbed wire around the perimeter. How to build a flagpole. The purpose of a flagpole is that it will refresh the despawn timer on all nearby items when raising the flag. You can build a base without a flagpole, but you will have to manually interact with each item periodically to keep them from despawning. So a flagpole is mostly used for convenience. I will say, oftentimes a flagpole does stick out and it will often give away your base location. So just keep that in mind. You can start crafting a flagpole kit by combining a rope and 3 short sticks, and then deploy your kit. With the kit placed, you must then add 1 wooden log and then use a sledgehammer to build the base. You will then need to add 32 large stones, harvested from boulders with a pickaxe, sledgehammer, hammer, or mace. Then add 6 wooden logs. Use a shovel or pickaxe to then build the support. Now to build the pole. You will need to add 3 wooden logs, 60 nails, metal wire, and rope. Use a hatchet or hammer to build the pole. Lastly, attach your flag and raise the flag all the way up. Over time, your flag will lower on its own. Raise the flag up to once again give all your nearby items the max amount of time until they despawn. Alright, let's put some of the knowledge we just attained to build a base inside an existing building. This time, we're going to try to make it at least 3 layers of protection. The more layers of walls you have, the more resources a raider would need to break into your base. If you have the rope to spare, it can be nice to sketch out the layout with fence kits ahead of time. The ideal situation is to have at least 1 gate that covers a doorway completely without any gaps on top. This will help avoid players boosting over the gate. Here we can see my 3 fence kit placements. Let's go ahead and build. Since we all know how to make a gate, let's skip ahead a bit. After all 3 gates are crafted, lock it up. It might be wise to make each lock a different combination, which is a bit of a pain, but if someone does guess one of your combo locks, doing so will slow them down. They won't be able to just pop open all 3 of them that easily. Here's a tour of the base. If you wanted to, you could just keep going from here and just keep adding gates and walls, maybe close up the windows and make it more secure. Keep in mind, one of the best ways to protect your base is if your base never gets found to begin with. So if you're thinking about boarding up the windows, just keep in mind, it might make it a little bit more obvious that there's a base inside. Building a freestanding base in the woods. Now let's try to build a hidden base in the woods. The number 1 way to avoid getting raided is if your base is not found in the first place. No base is completely hidden, but a base in the woods will likely go longer before being discovered than building in a house. When picking a spot, keep in mind that it needs to be mostly flat ground with no objects that will obstruct you from placing a fence kit. This time we will start our base as 2 watchtowers that we can upgrade later. Place 2 watchtower kits facing each other like so. Then on one end, place a fence kit. This will become our gate to go in and out of. Since we know how to craft watchtowers now, let's skip ahead a bit. Now we have the walls built and a gate to go in and out of. Now you could upgrade both Watchtower kits, and then at the very end, you could remove the stairs from the Watchtower next to the gate. That way, you'll be able to drive a car inside. If you're looking to make this base more secure, continue making layers of walls around your base. Make no mistake, this will be a costly build and require many nails, but it will give you a base that is well hidden since it's in a forest, and it will also be time and resource consuming for others to raid it. Here are some tips and tricks. Always have some berry stashes around your base. One good idea is to have a stash of tools and nails to repair your base if it does get raided. It's often nice to have a couple guns and ammo around to dig up if you do get wiped out. Layering walls can be a good tactic to avoid players taking your base down with melee damage. But keep in mind, explosives go through walls and will damage the second layer if it is placed too close. So layers can be good, but try to keep some distance between your walls or gates when possible. When building, keep in mind you'll need some sort of protection when unlocking your gate. You don't want someone rushing you when your gate is unlocked. So instead of placing a gate directly in an opening, sometimes it can be better to build at an angle so your character can wedge itself in and have some protection. If you find a lockpick, lock any doors around your base. Even though these doors can be unlocked with a couple minutes of melee damage, you'd be surprised by how many players will just not bother entering a house if the door is locked. Alright, this is a weird one, but you can block off doors by creating a line of fence poles. Keep in mind, these can't be locked, but players will need a shovel or pickaxe to dig up the poles. Something not everyone might know about. So they might just see it, scratch their head, and keep on going. I have a whole list of videos detailing ideas for places to build a base. Check out the playlist on the left. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or tips of your own you'd like to add. Subscribe to the channel and snipe the like button. If you've got any other buddies that you're building bases with, make sure to share this video with them as well. Thank you and have an awesome day. Peace.